three of us who has experience in combat and even urban combat. Can you talk about some of the tactics of inciting a crowd as far as overthrowing a government and disabling the police and that sort of thing?
Yeah, these are standard tactics. Mao Zedong used them, the communists use them. They've been used all around the world by various dictators and tyrannical groups, depending on the level of technology available to them. Today, we have the internet. We have, as you well know, Jason, all the ways to edit films, create films, as Olay's pointed out time and time again, add in audio, plant evidence pre and post. And this thing, I have never seen a death certificate for Floyd. I don't know that he's dead. I don't whatsoever. That could have been him laying on the ground and they let him up later after the camera was turned off. I don't know that. They keep saying he's dead. I don't see any evidence presented that he's dead. And this Obama thing, I have a picture of it right here, May the 17th. You know, how did they get that on a tweet?
Well, a lot of people are saying that,
Obama Foundation,
not to interrupt
the 17th, and the supposed killing was on the 24th.
Right.
This whole thing smacks of a big operation by New World Order players, Morgans, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Soros, Bill and Melinda Gates. They're the kind of people that have the money and the wherewithal to pre-stage an event like this, and they go to a country, like Ole was saying, they take America. We have racial problems here. Other countries have religious problems, like the Kurds, and the Shiites and Sunnis and stuff in the Middle East. So they got the New World Order people go in a country, they take pre-existing problems and pre-existing old standing situations, and then they create an event to play on it. It looks like this post of George Floyd, they had the posters already pre-made before this event ever happened. George Soros and his foundation, I will bet you a dime to a donut that his Open Society Foundation, their 2020 budget was approximately $1.2 billion with 50,000 different grants they gave out. One of the things that has about 150 different subgroups within this foundation. One of them is Media Matters for America. And a guy named David Block, he's a well-known Hillary Clinton consortant, and also Angelo Cobblestone, if I'm saying the name right. But what they do is they compile, monitor, and analyze and correct conservative misinformation, they call it, in the U.S. media. It's a U.S. media targeted thing. It's $12.55 million. So it's very easy for them in a budget of over $12 million to take these quiet things that most people never hear about, manufacture a video event. They could add the audio in on the side. I mean, I never saw anyone saying, he can't breathe, let him up. I didn't see that someone's mouth moving. I just heard that audio over the video. And there's just so many things that are wrong with this. No other police units arrived during the 8.5 minutes. The officers are not even on their radios. Every single event I've ever seen, whether it's military or police, civilian police in whatever country, every time someone's being arrested, they always get on the radio and they give updates, like we're putting the suspect in the car, we're leaving this locale at such a time, and they tell the dispatchers in the area. We see none of that. We see these officers staring right straight into the cameras. And most times when police are trying to hide a crime, they're putting their hand up over the camera, or they're pushing someone away and taking their cell phone away from them. There's so many glaring things. This was an operation, and the spark that started it, of course, was a racial incident. And we don't even know if the guy's dead. I don't know if he's dead or alive. And it was organized. They had brick pallets put out. They had radios, people working on radios. This is an Antifa thing. The Satanists are behind it. They had an agenda to create false flag event, which lead to riots, and then blame Trump. They're doing it before the election. They're using their key media control in places just like what I'm talking about, Media Matters for America. Google it up for yourself. George Soros is right in the middle of that with a budget of $12.55 million just for this fiscal year. And I think that mayors were involved in it, like Muriel Bowser. She's the District of Columbia mayor there in Washington. She has known ties with Barack Obama. She endorsed Michael Bloomberg after in 2015 he made a $4 million deposit to the District of Columbia Public Schools. There's another foundation, Charles and Lynn Schusterman. That was their family. But all these foundations intermingle. They crisscross through the Clinton Foundation, Barack Obama's foundation. I think they washed a lot of money through here, and they paid guys like Antifa members and so forth. And this whole thing was staged pre-election. It's just a few months away from a big election here in America. And it smacks of a very poorly concocted, loose-fitting operation that was perpetrated on the American people. It reminds me of that Christchurch shooting in New Zealand. It was sloppily done. There were glaring examples, everything. And so all they can do, Jason and Ole, is count on their media control and their censorship to cover up all of these blatant signs that point to this being a pre-planned, willful, and deliberate false flag operation.
Yeah.